what we hope, folks, the rest of the way is that we got goaltending like that the rest of the year. We got to give UPL the next start, I believe. We got to give him the next start and see what's going on with him, because if he's really getting in the zone like he did a few years ago, again, what a time for it to happen, everybody. What a time, eh? Down the stretch run, what greater weapon to have than good goaltending on nights where we're not playing too good? And I'm not saying we didn't play good yesterday. We played a really good game yesterday. The Sabres are moving that puck. But this Vegas team played pretty damn good themselves and came out with nothing because of our goaltending. UPL was solid as a rock yesterday. He looked, he didn't just look solid, he looked very just relaxed. You know, it's what you want to see, right? So, I got my phone in here in case it rings, guys. I'll have to go and I'll just cut the video and I'll continue after. Okay, let's talk about the numbers here. A few things I want to get into. And what a win. What a win. We're just better than Vegas, guys. We're just a better team. We didn't even have Alex Tuck in that lineup, and we look better than them. Unreal. Okay, let's take a look at the numbers. These numbers are brought to you by Rome. I'll just say the crazy little bison. Here we go. Okay, shots 28-25 for Vegas. Very close on the faceoffs yesterday. Vegas 51%, Sabres 49%. Vegas 0 for 3 in the power play. The Sabres 0 for 2. Vegas out-hit us 28-19. Blocks, Vegas had 12, Sabres had 13. Giveaways, Vegas had quite a few. Credit to the Sabres there. 19 giveaways, Sabres had 12. And 2 takeaways for Vegas, 6 for the Sabres. Shots on goal per period. 11-10 Vegas in the first, 9-8 Sabres in the second, 9-6 Vegas in the third for that 28-25 total. Scoring. Doan banks it off the goalie pad from behind the net. That's your game winner, folks. There it is. At the 18:02 mark of the first period. And the Sabres just played a very tight playoff atmosphere game the rest of the way. Josh Norris with the empty netter from Krebs and Samuelson, who I thought also played a pretty good game, Samuelson, in this one, at 19:02. And folks, that was your game. I'm going to keep it going. A few more clips here. There's the National Hockey League overall standings. The Sabres right now in a 3-way tie for 3rd overall in the entire NHL. And if you look, we have the 2nd most wins in the entire NHL right now as well with 42. Only 2 behind number 1 Colorado with 44. Regulation wins. Sabres are number 2 overall now in regulation wins in the NHL behind Colorado, who have 4 more than us. It just keeps getting better and better, the news, folks. It just keeps getting better and better. Okay, so once again, Columbus won, folks. Once again. The magic number is 20, just so you know, because Detroit won their last game. It's starting to look more and more like it's going to be Detroit, and I'll show you why. Another clip. Sabres in their last 20 games are 16-3-1 for 33 points. The Jackets in their last 20 games are 15-2-3 for 33 points. So it just keeps happening. We just can't seem to pull away from these guys, so we're just going to have to drag them along for the ride, it looks like, into the playoffs, these guys. I think the Jackets are going to get in this year. You might recall last year they finished really strong at the end of the year, and they just missed. I think they learned from that, and they're going to be pushing this year to get in. That Detroit team usually crashes and burns every March. We'll see if it happens this year. As long as it's not us, I don't care who it is that misses, really. Doesn't matter to me. Now, I had one of you, and for the life of me, I know I clipped out your comment and I could not find it anywhere. Just couldn't find it anywhere, or I'd give the shout out. So if you let me know, let me know in the notes next time if it was you. One of you asked me if I could do a comparison with 2006 and this year's video. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to keep a thing called a 2006 watch. So I'd like to give you a shout out, whoever that was, damn it. And I looked and I looked and I looked through videos and notes and I said, you know what? I don't have all day. I got to make this video now. So I'm going to do a regular thing now on down the stretch called the 2006 watch. Here it is. All right, in 2006, we were 44, 19, and 5 for 93 points. And there you see where the Sabres are right now, 42, 20, and 6. This is both teams after the same exact amount of games. Folks, as you can see, after 68 games, both teams, 93 points. We're 3 points behind the pace of that team. And I can tell you that team was in the midst of a losing streak during these games back then. So we're 3 points off the pace for that regular on my channel. I can't remember who it was, damn it, that asked me to do that. We'll keep a close eye on the watch of this. And maybe late in the year, we'll even compare it to 07 also. We might throw in 07 just for the hell of it, depending where the Sabres are. I could tell you right now that if they go 10-4 their last 14 games, they will equal the record of the 2006 team exactly. Exact same record, which was 52, 24, and 6. That's exactly what they finished. The Sabres right now are 42, 20, and 6. So if they go 10-4 their last 14, there you have it. Okay. Now, guys, I want to do another thing here before I close this up. Take a look at this. Okay, there's the odds right now. If you look, it says win Stanley Cup. You see the Sabres are at the bottom there, 6.1%, but we have the 6th best odds to win the Stanley Cup this year, which is something. It is something else, actually. To have our names included with all these other teams is kind of crazy to see, right? But it's all happened so fast. If you look at the left, odds to make the playoffs, 99.7%. Odds to make the second round, 52.1%. Odds to make the third round, 26%. Odds to make the final, 12%. So on and so on. First in the division, though, right now we are up to 56.2%. Tampa Bay's at 36.6%. So things are changing, folks. They are. Not too long ago, the Sabres were 2.7%. I thought I'd show this graph this time. And I'm going to show you a few reasons why something like that could happen all of a sudden. And you're looking at that saying, what the hell is that? Well, that was a game against Philadelphia that the Sabres were up 3-0 in the third. Philly came back with 3 goals in the third, 1 in the first minute in overtime to win 4-3. And this is what happened. Sabres fall to the Flyers in overtime. Record skid hits 18 games. You guys might remember how I used to talk about that. And one more clip I wanted to toss in here. That is seconds after the Florida Panthers won their first Stanley Cup in Game 7 against Edmonton. Look who's sitting on the left there. That's a very dejected McLeod. And moments like that stick in your guts forever. And that will be an asset. That moment right there McLeod is living through, that will be an asset for us in this year's playoffs. The way I see it. Because these are the moments that teams become champions. Is, you know, it's never easy for anybody. Some players have had it easy. Some have had it easy in their careers. Like Ken Morrow comes to mind. The guy jumps right from the 1980 Olympic Magic Miracle on Ice team into 4 straight Stanley Cups. Like, do you get any more lucky than that, right? So it sometimes it's timings, and timing's everything. I think the Oilers are a different team since they lost McLeod. I think they made a bad mistake losing this guy. Really, you've seen what they lost. They were laughing at us for taking him in that trade for Savoy. I've seen Savoy over there. He's not much of a difference maker, folks. Not yet. Not yet. He's just not. I wouldn't put it this way. I would never trade McLeod to get Savoy back now. No way. No way. Not what this guy brings to our team. And he brings this experience, not just the speed, but he brings this experience, this Game 7 heartbreak. You know, he might be one of the quiet leaders in our dressing room come playoff time, this guy. This guy might be the one that everybody says, oh my God, he's on a mission, you know? You never know. This is what I'm saying. You don't know. That was this guy's last playoff game that he ever played, was this, what I just showed you. There's no way to know what can happen till these guys tie up the laces on those skates and get out there. So anything can happen in the playoffs, folks. That I will say, anything can happen. The Sabres could go all the way. They just could. Or they could lose the first round and have a heartbreaking path towards winning the Stanley Cup. Or we just might break through. But I'll tell you one thing, if the Sabres can be good like this for, let's say, 5 years now, there's a good chance they can break through and win the Stanley Cup now with a team like this. We just got to keep them together, and I think they will. This offseason with Tuck, I don't believe will be a Danny Briere 2.0. I don't believe it. I think Tuck will stay. I think he's committed long-term in his mind to this team. I think he just wants to feel that he's not, and I don't want to make it sound like the guy's a greedy guy, because he doesn't seem like it when you know. I just think that's just negotiations. It's more like his agent's greedy and wants a bigger percentage. I think Tuck will say, no, take the contract, you know, eventually. And I think we'll get him for about 9. This is just my guess. I think Tuck will stay here, especially if we give him long-term for about 9. And we'll worry about the long-term thing as it unfolds, as his career unfolds. We've got to keep this team together. We seen what happened when we let the last team not stay together. We still had a good team for a few years, but never a contender again. Just a good team, not a contender. We had a contender those 2 years, a team that really should have won a cup. And you guys know it, that's seen those years. So for this time around, let's hope that the kids in this era really get to live it, really get to see it all happen. The thing that we've dreamed about since we're kids with this team, it would be amazing to see this team break through, win a Stanley Cup. I mean, I think you guys would go crazy. You'd probably all be in jail, arrested, hungover, whatever. I'd encourage that behavior, even in AA. Just go for it, guys. Go do it. It's so damn close. You can feel it right now that something special could happen this year. I've had dreams, guys. I'm having dreams again. I had a dream recently. The Sabres won the Stanley Cup, and I just had one again the other night. It was weird because I was playing on the team in the dream, and I'm not sure if it was the Sabres, but I know we were about to win the Stanley Cup, and they wanted us. It was just a bizarre dream. It was a bizarre dream, but I did have one other dream where the Sabres were convincingly, and every time I have this dream, they always win it convincingly. It's never like, in overtime. Like, I know that's the way we'd have to suffer, folks, is it'd have to go to Game 7 and double overtime. That's the way we'd have to live it in reality. But it would be nice if they got to the finals and they were just blowing whoever away in the clinching game, so we could just relax and get ready to celebrate when that clock ticks down, Jeez. Instead of having to sit there and suffer in overtimes or something. Oh my goodness. I mean, I was stressed out yesterday. I had to take a 5-minute break in that third. I had to. It was driving me nuts. I mean, it's 1-0, and it was really starting to shape up like it was going to be a 1-0 game yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, But UPL looks so damn calm. He looks so calm. That was what impressed me the most about UPL. I'm telling you guys, I think that the Tampa Bay game, I honestly believe changed UPL forever. I honestly believe that. That's why I said it even though we let in 7 goals that night, I honestly, for the first time, really seen something in UPL I've never seen before, or thought I'd see. And that was a goalie that is just there strictly just to win. And that was the first time I could see it. Before, you could feel there was pressure on him to produce and get the #1 job and all this and that. And now, I believe right now, UPL has a shot now to really establish he's going to be the #1 goalie in Buffalo. He has a shot now to really establish that for real, with his numbers, with his play, with his leadership. Because yesterday, I seen him like a leader on the ice yesterday. That's how I felt about UPL yesterday. He seemed like one of the leaders yesterday, which was nice to feel. I felt secure about having this guy in nets yesterday, which is not something I felt the last few years, you know? But right now, yeah, I think they should start him next game. He looked that good yesterday. Start him next game. Go with the hot hand. I've always said that, guys. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about it. Go with it. And the truth is, Lyon looked a little shaky as of late. Not bad, shaky. That's all I'm gonna say. Lyon's given us more than enough for the contract we gave him. He's given us triple back, folks, triple. So, you know, I would say, like, if it's time, because we've got to establish who's going to be number one in the playoffs. And I know we're not in the playoffs yet, but I'm going to talk like we are. Because if we do good on this West trip, I just can't see. The truth is, the Sabres don't even have to play good the rest of the year to get in. But, you know, till it's official, guys, I don't want to say anything. I just don't. I'm too paranoid of a fan. I just am. And not because of the drought, just because I was like that in the 80s. And like, I was always one of those, you know, fans that I know getting overconfident will backfire. You know, talking about winning the Stanley Cup, though, something we're allowed to do. We're a contender now. We're allowed to talk about, we're allowed to dream about this. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to predict they're winning it for sure. No. You know, my prediction, the Sabres, I told you guys right from the start of the year, they'll probably win 7 playoff games this year. That's how I felt before the year started. That they'll win the first round and bow out late in the second round. But maybe this time I'm wrong, and they might just go deep. They might just go really deep. Well, that would be a deep run, though, for us. It would be. 1 win from the Final Four. That'd be pretty damn awesome. But I think now, seeing what we've seen the last half of a season, we have to go. We have to take it a notch up. We have to at least get to the semifinals and then take it from there and see what happens. You know, as long as the Sabres, if they don't win the Stanley Cup this year, lose fair and square, I can live with it. And not because of injuries and not because of bad calls on the ice and all that stuff. But anyway, I shouldn't be talking about the Cup, guys. I'm going to leave it there. The boys are awesome. They won again. I didn't really talk much about this game because I'm thinking more of the big picture today. After a win like that, I am just so excited. So excited. You know, like this is, I just can't wait. And hopefully Tuck is back next game. We need Tuck in the lineup, okay? We need him in the lineup. I hated him not being there yesterday, but we more than survived that. You know, our breakouts were amazing yesterday. We didn't have a ton of odd man rushes, but we still pushed the card. Every time we had the puck, it was go, go, go. So we'll see. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. The boys are, they keep winning. They just keep winning. And that is the sign of a hell of a good team, right? Wow. I was a bit nervous for this game, especially when I heard Tuck wasn't playing. I was like, oh no. God, you know. But they came out like a team that was determined to let nothing stand in their way. Again. Guys, I'll see you soon. Have a good one.